Welcome to Study Loop.
For this question, we are looking at hybrid reproduction. So to start off, a hybrid is going to occur between two very similar species. They're going to reproduce and create something in between both of these original species that share some qualities with each of them. So here we can look at a tree branching form for the development of speciation. You're going to start with a common ancestor, and you're going to get the occurrence of some sort of mutation that's going to separate them into different species, say X and Y. And here we're assuming that they're going to be able to create a hybrid or an interbreeding between the two. And they're going to share some qualities with each of these two species. So they can sort of vary along a spectrum or range to be considered each of these two. Now there are three different scenarios that this can follow. You can have the elimination of the hybrid, meaning that it is less favorable in the environment, and you're going to get a continued speciation of the two. And eventually they may start to diverge even further to the point where they're not going to be able to create a hybrid at all. The second scenario is going to be where the hybrid is highly favored. So these two species that originally diverged from one another are going to start favoring that hybrid or sort of combination of the two. And they're going to start to form that hybrid sort of species together. And instead of these two separate species, you're sort of going to get the conglomeration of the two in this hybrid form. So you're going to get them curving inwards, and you're not going to get the origination of these two species any further. The third scenario is going to be the coexistence of the hybrid with the two species as well. So you're going to have inside the population, the niche, or the environment, a combination of each of the two species as well as any combination of the hybrid. And there's not going to be any sort of fusion in between. So here, fusion is going to describe this process by which we're creating two different species that eventually converge back together to form that hybrid species, to define and contain this whole grouping of this changed organism. So here, keeping this in mind, the best answer choice here is going to be B. That's due to the increased interbreeding between the two, you're going to get the formation of a single species or a single hybrid that's going to contain all the organisms from these originally speciated organisms.